Americans love horror movies, fancy ones like Psycho, culty ones like Blair Witch Project, campy ones, funny ones. Did you ever see When a Stranger Calls? Yeah. You know, the horror flick never goes out of style in America. The latest evidence that Americans love horror movies is honestly the never-ending saga of former Illinois Governor Rod Blagojevich. Call it Night of the Living Head. And like most great genre pictures, it has been playing out over and over on our TVs for about 8 weeks now. Sequel after horrifying sequel after frightening, farcical, self-referential sequel. But I think, though, that it's finally over as of tonight. To my count, the former governor's post-impeachment media tour that kicked off today would constitute Night of the Living Head 7. Now, at the beginning, this was a great movie to sit back and watch. I mean, who could forget the original, right? Patrick Fitzgerald coming on to proclaim that Lincoln himself would roll over in his grave if he knew the extent of the Illinois governor's misconduct. The dramatic reenactment of Governor F. Word's wiretapped phone calls.
Quote, "It's a bleeping valuable thing, you just don't give it away for nothing." Close quote.
This was horrifyingly entertaining stuff in a weird sort of way. Nobody could wait for the sequel, right? I mean, sure, the original is always the best one. Who remembers anything good about Caddyshack 2? But we wanted that sequel. We, as the public and as the media, demanded it. And boy, did we get it. Do you remember Night of the Living Head 2? Featuring a spandexed Rod Blagojevich running through the winter snow, playing coy with the press. This one will actually be underrated by history. The non-speaking Blagojevich in spandex, in the snow. Say what you want about the lack of drama, but the world had never seen a sitting governor in that kind of lycra doing that kind of thing. Then there was Night of the Living Head 3, where the villain defends himself from false attacks by quoting Rudyard Kipling. At that point, we swore we were done. The series had officially jumped the shark until the zombie gained the upper hand and sucked us right back in. In Night of the Living Head 4, Blago flexed his muscles and appointed Roland Burris to the United States Senate. That was a good one. That was like the exception that proves the rule. That was like Godfather 2, where maybe the sequel was even better than the original. But in retrospect, historians and, cinephiles will mark Night of the Living Head 5 as the turning point, the zenith, the beginning of the end. This is where we witnessed the zombies' inevitable and desperate fall from power. The media blitz in which this TV show you're watching now made a brief cameo appearance.
I consider myself the anti-Nixon. Remember during Watergate, Richard Nixon fought every step of the way to keep his tapes from being heard. I want just the opposite. I want them all heard now, right away, so the whole story can be heard.
That all led to what probably should have been the final chapter, Night of the Living Head 6, Impeachment Day, as the slow demise played out in a painful and dramatic, what we thought of as a closing scene.
Hey, let me ask you a question. So if I, ask you guys to come and cover me if I want to say something, will you do it? Will you? Or is this the last hurrah? To the people in the Latino community, gracias por su apoyo. Juntos haremos nuestro estado mucho mejor para todos. Sí se puede.
Sí se puede. Of course, the zombie speaks inspirational Spanish, leaving open the possibility of, yes, another sequel. That sequel came quicker than we thought. Night of the Living Head 7, which came out today. The zombie, incredibly, comes back to life, drawing strength from the only thing that keeps him alive, TV airtime. But you know the thing about the 7th sequel? You really have seen it all before. I mean, same plot lines as the previous ones, same uninspired acting, same everything, right down to the exact script.
I want everybody and anybody that I talk to about the Senate seat to tell the truth and to say it under oath. And that includes U.S. senators like Dick Durbin and Harry Reid and Senator Menendez, like former Congressman Rahm Emanuel. If I have a chance to be a governor in a big state and give all of our kids health care, give all of our senior citizens free public transportation, give all uninsured women mammograms and pap smears so they can save their lives.
Okay. Honestly, this is a horror series that should now be over. Give him credit, the Blagojevich franchise had way more legs than most of these things. There will almost certainly be a Night of the Living Head 8. Don't forget, we still have the criminal trial ahead of us. And I'm sure we will watch that one too and eat too much popcorn. But here is the thing to remember as you watch all of these horror show sequels. While they are entertaining and escapist and occasionally scream-inducing, there is something legitimately scary about Night of the Living Dead. That political zombie at whose expense we've had quite a bit of fun, at whom popcorn has been thrown. The actual horror to this horror series is that Rod Blagojevich appointed one of your 100 United States senators. He has a legacy in all of our lives. He got the last laugh. All right, maybe not the last laugh. Night of the Living Dead 8 will be out sooner than we expected. Stay tuned.